Yo, what's happening, Raider Nation? It's your boy Soto here. You know what it is. Raiders versus the world. Talking about the team the world loves to hate. Your Las Vegas Raiders. Well, it was kind of a sleepy day today in free agent land in Raider world. Lost a couple guys, signed a couple guys. I'm going to let you guys drive this ship today because there's a lot to talk about, but ultimately we only signed two guys. We lost Divine Diablo, which isn't a huge loss in my opinion. I don't know that he necessarily was moving the needle left or right. Let me know what you guys think about that. But yeah, Divine Diablo signed with the Falcons, which okay. I mean, they're trying to get a little bit better there. So yeah, not a lot happening today. So the big we did have two signings, and I think these signings are a little bit under the radar. The more I looked into them. Before we get started, I want to make sure everyone please like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't so already, it's a great way to support the channel, and it's free, right? It's free, and it's a great way to support the channel. And it's the absolute minimum you can do to support besides doing absolutely nothing. All right, let's take a look at Eric Stokes. Eric Stokes he's in a long line. The thing with Pete Carroll and his secondary, this has Pete Carroll all over it. Because Pete Carroll, he likes to get players that have really high-end traits. They don't have to be necessarily physical traits. They could be, like, for example, Richard Sherman didn't run the fastest at Stanford, but he was tall. He had really long arms, and he was quick. He did really well in his agility drills, even though he didn't run straight line speed very fast for a corner. Well, I'm sure it's fast for all of us, but he can work with that. So Eric Stokes is, if there's one thing Eric Stokes is, he's a cornerback. We got him from the Packers. He was a first-round pick from the Packers in 2021. He ran a 4.2940. He ran on his pro day. He ran a 4.2940. Big kid, 6'1", about 195. So this is the prototypical size that Pete Carroll likes in his secondary. He has the speed, which it's not a vital aspect to playing in the secondary for Pete Carroll, but it does help. The measurables are there. He jumped through the roof. We just saw the 4.29, 6'1", long arms, quick. Okay, what's the problem? Well, when you're playing opposite Jair Alexander, you get thrown to a lot, and you get schemed to a lot. I don't think he's a number one receiver. I don't think he's a number one corner. I think he can do really well if you surround him with guys that can kind of take the workload because of the measurables that he does have. Let's take a look at his career here. His rookie season in 21, 16 games. He started 14 of them, 55 tackles, 14 pass defense, 1 pick. That's actually pretty good. Injury history in 22, ankle and knee injuries. He only played 9 games. In 23, he only played 3 games. Hamstring injury. Last season, he played all 17 games. He started 7 of them. He had 41 tackles. And he had a low PFF grade. If you care about PFF, it was 56. The issue that we're looking at here is he gave up a lot of touchdowns, and he gave up 106 passer rating, which is not great. What are we looking for here? Is he going to be a guy who's going to play a lot of snaps? Maybe, maybe not. What I think we're looking at here is bodies that have measurables. Again, we talked about it last night. Bill Parcells had a saying. I have a template of what I'm looking for in how I want my players built. If he falls out of the template, he better walk on water. Well, Eric Stokes falls in the template. He's the right height, the right length. His arms are the right length. Let me know if you guys got that joke. He has past production. I think some of the injuries kind of slowed him down a little bit. When you see a lot of these lower leg injuries on guys that are really fast, a lot of it's just training, a lot of prehab. We hear of rehab a lot, but there's also a such thing as prehab, getting yourself loosened up, getting yourself massaged, getting your muscles and your ligaments and everything in good shape. That's something that a lot of guys, honestly, like, look, I've worked closely with a lot of really high-end athletes in my life, and they don't all stretch. They don't all, do the normal things that people normally do. They don't all do it. So I think, getting into the Raiders and, they have a nice facility there. I think they do a good job. They get their guys ready to play. I think we'll be able to help them out a little bit there. Strengths. Luis Barrios, it's a good question to ask. Luis Barrios, what's your opinion of today's signings? We're talking about Eric Stokes right now, actually. Strengths. I got some notes here. I didn't have time to memorize it, okay? Just cut me some slack, all right? So he's a speed guy, right? 6'1", a little under 200 pounds. Nice deal. I mean, it's a nice bet on a guy. Kind of a prove it deal, $4 million, not bad. I'll go with that. He's the speed is elite. Okay, we just need to get him pointing in the right direction. Okay, size and length, we talked about that. 6'1", 195. He's a little bit taller, but long arms as well. He can help jam receivers. He's the speed and the length is going to help him kind of make up a gap if he does fall behind on a receiver. There's that there. He has good man coverage. His measurables lead to like good man coverage. He ranked really high his rookie season. He ranked fourth in all DBs with only a 49% completion percentage against. So there's some skill there. I'm thinking maybe there's a little bit of an issue with injury, I think, after his rookie season. If we can get him back to that rookie season looked pretty tits, man. I don't know about you guys, but 55 tackles, 14 pass defense, and a pick in 16 games. I don't know. That's pretty. I'll take that now out of that position. I'll tell you that. With only 49% completion percentage against, pretty good. I'll take it. So the resilience. Brutal injury stretch, man, especially for a corner. You're talking about like the three things a corner needs the most: his ankles, his knees, and his hamstrings. Like, yeah, dude, he injured them all. We need to make sure we get him in there, get him right. Hopefully, with the leadership we have on defense with Maxx and some of the other guys, get him in, draw him in, get him get his body right. Get in there, get in the facility. I'm sure he's not going to be, I'm sure he'll be hanging around the Raiders facility in the offseason a lot more than he was hanging around the Green Bay facility in the offseason. I wonder why. Would you rather hang out in Vegas or in Green Bay? But yeah, get in the facility, get work done, get your body right. That's what needs to happen here. He's he was always talked highly about his football IQ. He knew where to be, this and that. It's just, I really do think it's the injury thing that's hurting him. This is one of the reasons why I really wanted to get Dre Greenlaw at linebacker because, man, itchy nose. Because, yeah, he has some injury history, but the play is there. The high-end traits are there. Those are the kind of guys you want to take flyers on. You don't want to take a flyer on a guy that's just kind of a get along, get by guy. You don't want to do that because the ceiling isn't there. Even if he does pan out, if he's a middle of the road guy and he has injury history and you sign him because, maybe he'll be healthy, right? Or I think he's going to be healthy. What's his ceiling? A middle of the road guy? There's no boom there to the boom or bust. You have to have a boom. Eric Stokes has a boom. Eric Stokes has the ability to be a really good corner in this league, and he showed that his rookie season. I don't think that a player will come in as a rookie corner, play as well as he did, and then just forget how to play football. It's the injuries. That's what it is. His injury history is rough. Some things he needs to work on as well. His ball skills aren't the greatest. He deflects a lot of passes, but he drops a lot of picks. So we need to make sure we get him on board on that. I will start with deflecting the passes. Okay, let's just start there. Let's not get a little too greedy here. Get yourself in the right position. Knock the ball down. All right. He has some inconsistencies. Again, I really think those inconsistencies are more pointed towards injury history than anything else, because he was really good his rookie season. I don't see where, someone could come in and get more experience in the NFL and become worse just out of the blue. No, it's the injuries. He needs to work on his run support. That's one thing that Patrick Graham is not going to tolerate, and neither will Pete Carroll, for that matter. He's going to be expected to give some run support. The decline has been steady, and it's been completely tied to injury history. I'm going to go back to it over and over again. It's the injury history when it comes to Eric Stokes. Everything else looks great. His measurables look great. The rookie season when he was healthy looked great. Hopefully, he had a relatively healthy season last season. He played in all 17 games. He started 7, but he played in all 17 games. And I'm really hopeful for this. I try not to look through things with Raiders tinted glasses. I try to be a little bit more objective than that for the most part. But ultimately, when you have those types of measurables and you've shown that you can play at a high level in this league, I don't see why you can't get back there when you're still young. He's still a young guy. He's 26 years old. He's in the prime of his career right now. So I'm hopeful about this one. All right. So yesterday, Monday, I should say, because many of you are watching this on a Wednesday. But Robert Spillane signed just a ridiculous deal with the Patriots. I don't blame the Raiders for not matching that deal. What we did do is kind of like a redo. We get Spillane from Pittsburgh, who was, here and there, in and out. That wasn't starting, playing a little bit, showed some flashes, came to the Raiders, started, did well. Okay, fine. So who do we replace Robert Spillane with? Another linebacker from Pittsburgh who was a starter and played well, and just, maybe a little injury history here and there. Things happened to him. This last season didn't play great. But let's take a look at this. So we did sign a Landon Roberts from Pittsburgh, a linebacker. Okay. Dude's a tackling machine. Okay. This is like a downhill. He's like a Spillane clone. All right. He's a downhill thumper. And he's played some good ball. He's actually won a couple of rings. He actually won a couple of Super Bowl rings with the Patriots. He's 30 years old, so isn't optimal. He's maybe, 4 months older than Robert Spillane, so they're around the same age, but a whole lot less money. I'll tell you that right now. So let's take a look at Landon Roberts here. Forget the career totals. I mean, he's got 11 picks in his career, so it's not like he's not a bum. He's forced 4 fumbles. He's recovered a couple. Got a couple of rings with the Pats. Let's take a peek here. So his best season, statistically, was in 22 with the Dolphins. Okay. 107 tackles, 4.5 sacks. That's a career high. 10 tackles for loss. Nice. 6 quarterback hits. Started all 17 games. So when he gets the workload, he produces. That was a couple of years ago in 22. 23 with the Steelers. All right. 101 tackles. Right there, right? 2.5 sacks. Okay, very similar to what he did before. 8 tackles for loss. Close. 2 passes defensed. Okay. Played 16 games. Led the team in tackles. He led the Steelers in tackles in 2023. Landon Roberts. Last season, played 17 games, but didn't start. 46 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble. He only played 44% of the defensive snaps. More of a rotational guy. What I think is happening here is they were going to he's not a very fast guy. We're going to get to his strengths and weaknesses, but I think the defense that the Steelers were going to was more of a pass defense, and they didn't really use that thumper inside. Most of the downs that he played were on short yardage downs and kind of red zone stuff. So it wasn't like he was out there during pass plays a lot or passing, obvious passing downs. What do I think of the signing? I think it's a decent signing. I think for the money we paid him, let's take a look. Spillane gets, I think him and Spillane are all the same guy, pretty much. You got 3 years, $33 million. Yeah. 3 years, $33 million. You got $11 million a year. We signed Landon Roberts for 1 year, $3 million. If he does well, maybe we float him out for another season. He's 30 years old already, but giving basically a 30-year-old man a 3-year, $33 million deal when he just starting a few years ago. I don't know. I'm not, whatever, man. That's Vrabel's problem now. That's not our problem anymore. What I'm saying is, for a 1 year kind of stopgap, I think Landon Roberts is plenty good to play for this Raider team. The issue that we're seeing is the massive drop in production is not due to a massive drop in ability. It's due to a massive drop in snaps. What he does well, we talked about it, a run-stopping machine. Landon Roberts he's a face-first guy. He likes going downhill. If you can put him in a situation where he's reading the guards and he's just going downhill and attacking, that's where he's at his best. Just a physical freak. He's 6'1", about 240, but he's a big hitter. He has like 600 tackles in his career. 350 of them are solo. So he stops the guys plenty by himself. Good leadership guy. He was a big leader for the Dolphins. He was a guy for the Patriots that played a lot of snaps too. He was a big part of their defenses that won a couple of Super Bowls. Vocal guy, sets the tone. He goes out there. Coaches love him. His enthusiasm, his work ethic. Dude is like, he is basically Robert Spillane 2.0. I think we're going to love this guy. He's a good blitzer. Look, again, if you get him going downhill, that's great. If you get him going not really north and south, I'm talking about if you get him going from north to south, there you go. Right there. That's where you want him. You side to side, I don't know. Not the greatest. All right. He's got some coverage limitations. Again, just like Robert Spillane, he got some limitations in the coverage, okay? It's not his game. He's been put in good situations, and he has hands. He can catch the ball. He's got, 11 picks in his career. So, yeah, he can intercept passes when they're there. I don't know. He's kind of stiff in space. He struggles to change directions. He's not. If you're expecting him to be out there and swatting balls down and doing all that stuff, that's just not who he is. And I don't think this defense is going to bring him in to do that. They're going to bring him in to stick his freaking cleats in the ground and go forward, knock the crap out of some offensive guards. That's what I think he's going to do. The issue with his inconsistent impact on a defense is just by snap count. He gets more snaps, he's more productive. And it's not like you're wasting snaps by putting him in the game. Like, he's going to be productive when he's out there, but he's going to be turning 31, in a couple of months. I don't know, man. I think it's good we got him for 1 year. See what he's got. He's a great leader. He's a great asset on your team. If you're looking to build a culture defensively, I think that all his defensive teammates are going to love a Landon Roberts. I think they're going to really pull for him. One last thing about I wouldn't say necessarily a weakness, but just a limitation. He's pretty scheme dependent. He thrives when you can just point him in the direction and tell him to go. If you make him go side to side and do all this other elaborate stuff, that's not who he is. You can blitz like a mofo, dude, but you're not going to get a lot out of him moving backwards and moving side to side. If that's what you want him to do, you got the wrong guy. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, super chats are open. Any questions for the man, Soto? Yep. Past ties with a couple of coaches. Yeah, man, look, anything. I think we've all worked at places where we've worked with guys, multiple times. Oh, I know a guy. I call this guy, ask this guy if he needs something. Same thing with coaches. NFL is no different. So let's see, what do we need? I'm very interested. Let's take a look at some of the free agents that are left, because honestly, all right, let's share this screen here. Let's see. Hang on, it'll be worth it. What's up, dude? Why are you screaming? Hey, chill, bro. All right, let's see. All right. What's your thoughts on so far in free agency? I think that we've been very smart with our signings. I really like the fact that we've kept the guys that we've kept. Malcolm Kuntz was a big keep. Also, Adam Butler was another one. I'm liking that one very much. I'm a little bit concerned with the guys that we're letting go. I don't know that. I really like Jeremy Chinn. I think Jeremy Chinn is severely underrated. Getting him for $8 million a year when Moehrig signed for what, 17 a year. I think that's great. Hobbs leaving I wouldn't necessarily call that a bummer, but it's, we need to replace him with someone. It's just a guy that we need to replace. Do you have Divine Diablo? You guys, if you guys have heard me talk before, I wasn't very impressed with Divine Diablo. I think he needed a lot more help from there. My big deal is I think we need a lot more help in the second and third level of the defense, and we need help in the interior offensive line, just offensive line in general. That's what I think. Derek Briganti, Broncos are having themselves, they're moving. They're having themselves a nice little offseason, man. I think they're doing some. The thing is they're taking big swings, Derek. They're taking big swings because they're taking a couple of guys that have missed a lot of time the last couple seasons due to injury. Does that mean they're going to automatically be healthy because they're in the mile high air? I don't know, but they're paying a pretty penny for a couple of guys that have been injured quite a bit the last 2 years. All right, let's take a look. Let's see here. No. Let's see. Like there he is. These two guys right here. Jedrick Wills. If I can highlight this I guess I can't. Jedrick Wills, tackle. 25, going to be 26 in a few months. He's got 5 years of experience already. Jedrick Wills, let's take a look at his market value. I don't know if you guys have used this before, but this kind of shows his value per season. $2.2 million a year. Yeah. That's the guy we probably should end up getting. Went to Alabama, 10th overall pick, first round pick in 2020. Yeah, I think he's worth a flyer for $2 million. What do you guys think? Another guy that I'm thinking about is the guy right next to him is Mekhi Becton. Let's take a look at Mekhi Becton's market value. $10 million. Ooh, that's kind of steep. That is kind of steep. I don't know, man. That's a little rough. I like Mekhi Becton. I think he'd be a really nice addition to this, but I wouldn't give him 10 mil a year. Oof, I wouldn't give him 10 mil a year. If he was a little bit better pass blocking, I think I would do that. He's a beast run blocking. I think we all know that, and we've seen that for quite some time. He's an excellent run blocker, but the pass blocking is not great. And I would be more inclined to offer him that money if he was a little bit better of a more well-rounded guard. But dude, take note, this kid right here, God damn, this thing always resets. Jedrick Wills was a man. Get out of here. Jedrick Wills was a first-round pick, man, a top 10 pick. I think he's got a lot of good football left in him. He just played in freaking Cleveland, bro. Tell me something good that came out of Cleveland besides Drew Carey. We keep moving along down here a little bit more. I don't really see a lot that's going to be any needle movers. Tevin Jenkins is okay, I guess. Liam Eichenberg actually played some center as well. Maybe reunite him with Tommy, his brother. I mean, another guard with another guy from Cleveland. Just Atenji. There's just not a lot of guys here. I mean, there's some older guys. For me, offensive lineman, I don't want to go over 29. That's just Lester Cotton's there. But look, Brandon Parker. Look, Cam Robinson's out there, but Cam Robinson's going to want a rip of money. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see. Let's take a look at his market value, because if it's a lot, let's scroll down. You guys ready to scroll down and see? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. No, sorry. Yeah, 14 mil is a little bit too much for a 30-year-old tackle. Not really what I'm looking for. I want young guys. I want guys that I can build with. I want guys that I can build with. So a lot of guys out there, a lot of guys are talking about, yeah, well, that's why we have a draft. We want to draft guys. Not every player that you draft, even if they're a really good player, just listen to me. Not even if they're a really good player, they're going to come in and be ready to go out of the package, right? You need a little bit of some little seasoning sometimes, okay? That's why these veterans are really important, and that's why getting a veteran at the right age, going in the right direction, is extremely important. Jedrick Wills is a steal at $2 million, an absolute steal. Let's see how many years they say. They say 2.2 million, right? For how many years? A 1-year salary. Take a 1-year flyer on this kid for $2 million. Guy's a top 10 pick. Look, RJ likes to say that these guys that are top picks are given chance over chance because they were a top pick. No, that's not the case. They're given more chances because they have high physical traits. They have high-end traits. They're just trying to get the best out of them. So I really do like this. I really do like this signing. This is one that I'm really taking a look at that I think is going to be really helpful to us. Keep an eye on this one. Earmark this one. All right, guys. This is going to be a steal, I think, for whoever signs Jedrick Wills. All right. Okay, let's take a look at another position group that we need, I think. Let's take a look at some corners, shall we? Shall we or shan't we? Let's see here. Cornerback. Corner. All right. Of course, we're going to stick with age. All right. Couple of the guys that pop out to me, Asante Samuel. Asante Samuel, I think he's a guy that we need to get. What do you guys think? Asante Samuel played really well his first 3 years with the Chargers. He hurt his shoulder last season, which is why he only played 4 games, and that was pretty much it. And they let him go. He's not quite the Harbaugh-ish type of guy. He's a little bit flashier, which I don't mind. I can't tell, Luis. Luis, I can't tell if you're freaking being a jerk or if you're being very complimentary. Either way, I think it's hilarious, and thank you very much if you meant it that way. But Asante Samuel Jr., I think that's a target for us as well. Guys, let's just take a look. What do you guys think? Yeah, Asante does struggle in man-to-man, but he's really good in zone. I mean, I'm talking about like really, really good in zone. Put him in the position to succeed, man. You get your guys and you put them in the position to succeed, right? Not everyone's going to be great at everything. Those guys they don't grow on trees. Those guys are just not everywhere. Okay, the Patrick Surtains and the Sauce Gardners and all those guys are just, you know, they're not sprinkled everywhere across the country. Okay, with the ability that Pete Carroll has to develop the secondary, I think an Asante Samuel Jr. is an excellent bet. Let's take a look at his market value, shall we? Thanks to Sport Track, by the way. It's a great reference website. 11 mil a year, not terrible. It's half of what Murphy signed for. 11 mil, 4 years, 45. I think that's a little bit rich. I would probably go the 333. I can go for that. 3 for 33. You want to talk about some of these guys? You look, comparable players. Jair Alexander. He got 4 for 84. God damn. Look at, I think he's comparable to Charvarius Ward. He's a comparable player. He got 3 for 40. I don't think we have to give him 40. 3 for 30, 3 for 33. Make him a fit, man. I like that. Ernest, I like it. Make him a fit. Make it fit. Like when your family brought you something from Mexico and it doesn't quite, just make it fit. All right, let's take a peek. Who else we got? There's Okudah as well. I like Okudah, but he makes a lot of money. And I don't know if we're going to be able to sign him, to be honest with you. Jeff Okudah right here. Let's take a look. He made $8 million last year. Go down. All right, let's see. Ooh. Oh. What do you think about this? Boys, what do you think about this gentleman, Jeff Okudah? $5 million a year. I kind of like it. What do you guys think about this one? Because look, what we're looking at here is we're looking at ability right now, right? Because these guys, a lot of these free agents, if a free agent was just so over the top great, he wouldn't be a free agent, right? The team would want to, especially in this age group. Dude's 26 years old, man. He's 26 years old with the ability that he has. Dude, he was like a top 5 pick, right? Yeah, he was a number 3 overall pick, bro. Like, this guy's got ability. You got any fines and suspensions? Hit to a defenseless receiver against Tennessee. 16 grand. Damn. Injury history. Let's take a peek. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Look, this is the type of guy you want to go after. This is the type of guy you want to go after. Last season with Houston, he missed weeks 1 through 11 with a hip. He was healthy in 22. He was healthy in 23. He just happened to be hurt last season. Before then, he missed a couple of years as a couple of games his rookie season. He missed a grip of games with an Achilles. He tore his Achilles, bro. What do you want? It's not like he's always hurt. He tore his Achilles. He came back at 22, played all the games. 23, he played all the games. Last season, he gets hurt. He came back. He came back in week 12 and played the rest of the season, so it wasn't terrible, right? But at $5 million for a guy with this ability, I like it. I like it a lot. What do you guys think? See, this is the type of stuff we need to be looking at. I'm showing you my blueprint. This is what I look at when I look at players, right? And I look, okay, who's worth it? Who's worth it, right? To me, a guy that's worth it has high-end traits. You don't get drafted number 3 overall if you don't have high-end traits. You got high-end traits, right? Now, on top of that, you want a guy who's young on the ass end, right? Who still has some good years left. And if you can get him on the cheap, bro, why would you not do it? Why would you not do it? This is a phone call. Somebody get Spy Tech on the fucking phone for me right now. I'm sorry I'm cussing, but someone get Spy Tech on the phone. Because we need to get Jeff Okudah out to Vegas. Because this dude can play. He was a little bit in. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why that Houston let him go. It's because he was hurt. That's the only reason. Dude can play. What do you guys think? For $5 million? Hell, I'd sign up for 3 years for $5 million. It's only $15 million. That's nothing. The cap's going to skyrocket the next couple of years. Once they get that Netflix money rolling, watch Netflix get in on these games too. If Netflix gets in on it, bro, they already got the international stuff going down. Okay, I don't know if you knew that or not. But once this next Netflix money starts kicking in, dude, that's gonna go skyrocket. Skyrockets in flight. Afternoon delight. But look, Okudah can get it done. Again, get him in the thing. Get him. If you're going to sign Eric Stokes, why would you not sign Jeff Okudah? Right? Makes sense, right? Makes sense to me. Look, this is a type of things that I look at. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you guys my game plan, okay? This is my game. This is what I do. I look and I scour this site for bargains. I take a look at the injury history, take a look at what's going on. Okay, I can understand why he was let go now. I take a look at his stats, then I take a look at his tape. I was more enamored with Asante Samuel Jr. because of the name, probably. But Jeff Okudah, I think I would take Jeff Okudah over Asante Samuel. Yeah. This is how I break this stuff down. If we can get Okudah for $5 million, that's what we want in our life, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we want in our life. I need it in my life. I need it. Anything else? out here. There's kind of a lot of old heads out here. What else we got? Yeah, no, nothing really to write home about. I kind of like David Long when he was with us. He was with us in the preseason for a little bit. I kind of liked him. Okay, whatever. Bryce Hall's another interesting one. Bryce Hall's got ties with Tampa. He's got ties with Spytech. Hey, Tre'von Mullins out there again. What do you know? Then we start getting a little bit older. This is not Rock Yacine's out there again. Look, we start getting a little bit old in the corner category, and you're gonna start looking at 2-3 year. No. Okuda is what 26, 20. He just turned 26 years old, bro. 3 years. You get him before he's 30. Get your 3 years out of him. Dip. You're like Leo DiCaprio with a 23-year-old. Get her years 23, 24, 25. The day before her 26th birthday, you tell her to kick rocks, and you start the cycle all over again. What do we think? All right. Let's take a look at one more, and then we can go ahead and close up shop. Let's take a look at some linebackers, okay, guys? We took a look at an offensive lineman. I think we got a good one in Jedrick Wills. What do you guys think about that one? I think that was a good play for us. Also, we look at Okuda, Jeff Okuda, at $5 million a year. I give him 3-5. I give him $5 a year for 3. Maybe give him 9 guaranteed. What do you guys think about that? Yeah, middle of deep. What do you think I'm looking at, bro? What do you think I'm looking at linebacker for? Let's take a look at inside linebacker. All linebackers. Let's just do it. All linebackers. Age. Hang on a second. Von Miller. Nope. Don't want it. Let's do inside linebackers. Because then you get edge rushers too. I don't want to look at that. Edge rushers. I like that we can get what we have right now. Plus we bring back Chase on, and we have Snowden, and we're okay for right now. Let's see what we got going here. Ooh, there's not much, guys. There's not much out there. I'll be honest with you. I mean, Dotson's not bad. He's a decent player. Devin White actually is not bad either. Let's take a look at Chris Barnes. Let's take a look at Chris Barnes from Arizona. Undrafted kid. He's just damn. That's the thing, guys. You gotta kind of weigh the pluses and minuses of some of these guys. I don't really want. I mean, Devin White. I don't know. That's just. What do you guys think? Devin White. Should we take a look at Devin White? 27 years old. Let's take a look. For shits and giggles, right? What do you know? LSU number 5 overall pick. 2.3 mil. Why is this guy not hanging on? Why is he does he have a lot of injuries? No, he missed one game for COVID. He missed one game for COVID. What's going on here? Fines and suspensions. Man, he really does not like New Orleans. I'll tell you that right now. He got $37,000 of fines against New Orleans against one team. Let's see his stats. Let's see what he's got going on here. He only played 7 games last year. How can he only play 7 games? It means maybe he just was a healthy scratch. Let's see. Look at these years. Something happened in 20. Something happened in 23. Something happened there. Yeah, he wasn't the Bucs Super Bowl team. What happened? What happened in 23? If you guys can read this, in 2020, 9 sacks, 140 tackles. 21, that was the Super Bowl year. 4 sacks, 128 tackles. 22, 6 sacks, 124 tackles. 23, 3 sacks, 83 tackles. He got 2 picks though. I think maybe he got the bag from Houston. So, something has to have happened because we take a look at injury wise, he didn't miss any games. So why was he not? Was he just not active for whatever reason? Devin White, ladies and gentlemen, what do you guys think? Devin White. Inexpensive. The market value on Devin White's 2.3 mil. That's a freaking steal. 2.3 mil. Okay. Give him 2. Don't insult the man. Give him a couple years. Okay. Give him 2 years. Give him 2 years, 6 mil. Guarantee him half of it. All right. Injury history is good. He missed 1 game in his entire career. He missed 1 game because of COVID. You take a look at his stats, and his stats look like he played in 7 games last year. Like, what happened? He had less than 200 snaps. I don't get it. I don't understand what the issue is. Did his play drop that dramatically? I don't see any injury history, right? It doesn't make sense. So, what have we learned so far? We tighten this up here really quick, okay? Offensive line, we got Jedrick Wills from the Cleveland Browns. Young guy, high-end traits, on the up. Get him for depth, get him for cheap, right? A couple $1,000,000, I'd say go for it. In the secondary, Jeff Okudah, he had some injury history, but at only $5 million, the high-end traits are there. The high-end traits and the high-end ability is there. So we got that. Now, linebacker is another area of need. We're looking at Devin White. Devin White can run. He's got some nice production. I don't understand why I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. Is it that big of a drop off? Did he get caught banging the coach's wife? I don't know. What happened? Please tell me. I want to know. But obviously something happened. Spytek knows him. He has the history with Spytek. Spytek was there. He was there when they got him. So he knows about this guy. He's only 27 years old. He was a number 1 overall pick. Excuse me, number 5 overall pick in the first round. I don't know, man. Am I missing something? His coverage skills are excellent. His coverage skills are excellent. That's a good question. His coverage skills are really good. Maybe he did bang a cheerleader. I don't know. But look, these are the type of things that we need to be looking at. Because I'm telling you right now, for the money that Spillane, that one guy, that Spillane is making per year, you can get Devin White, Jedrick Wills, and Jeff Okudah. Right? What do you think? For the money for the 11 mil a year that one guy is making, for the 11 mil that Spillane is getting from Vrabel over in New England, we can get Devin White, we can get Jeff Okudah, and we can get Jedrick Wills. It's not rocket science, people. It's not rocket science. What we need to do is take a look at this stuff and really dig deep. I got a text message from a friend of mine who's watching right now. And he's like, dude, I didn't know you knew so much. I don't, this is not rocket science, people. We can all get this information. It's just knowing where to find it and how to put it together. Because ultimately that's what building a team is you're scouring these names of people, of guys, and you're looking, okay, what's this guy's issue? What's that guy's issue? This guy's, Okudah has 10 mil a year talent. 11, 12 mil a year talent, but the injury history drops him down to 5. Okay. The 2 years before last season, he didn't miss a game. I understand some of these players may want to play the waiting game, right? And maybe it'll help. But ultimately, if you give them a fair deal and a chance to play, I think we can get this done. Yeah. My homeboy says I need more subscribers. Why don't you have more subscribers? Well, my channel is like 2 months old. And for 2 months, I have about 1,200 subscribers. That's not bad. And I haven't gone on anyone else's podcast or anyone else's channel to pump my channel up. So I was trying to make this grassroots, as I was trying to do. Let's see. I got a little bit of time. You guys want to do wide receivers? What do you think? Wide receivers? You want to do wide receivers? Burn a boy. Yeah. Devin White does take bad angles sometimes. I remember he does take some bad angles, but you can't fault the production. I think when you put him in the right situation, when he had strong defensive tackles in front of him, he produced big time. When he was able to giving clear lanes in front of him, he was a beast. All right, let's see what we got wide receivers. You guys, let's do it. Let's do wide receivers. Really quick, really quick. I don't want to get too far back because I haven't eaten dinner yet. Freaking starving over here. I almost contemplated eating while I was talking to you guys, but you guys don't want to see that. Oh, damn. Here we go. Freaking Padres, get out of here. All right, wide receivers. Let's see what we got over. Wide receivers. All righty. You know what I do? I always look at the age first, see what we got going on. Oh, Elijah Moore. That's the one. That's him. I don't have to go any further. Elijah Moore. Out of Ole Miss. Look, Elijah Moore coming out of college. I said it yesterday. Dude is electric. Electric. Okay? This guy is through the roof electricity. You can't fault the guy, okay? You can't fault the guy because he played for the Jets and then he played for the Browns. All right? You tell me somebody who could be successful playing for going directly from the Jets to the Browns and be successful. He's 24 years old, man. He's not going to turn 25 until April. If his market value is anything under $5 million, we got to do it. Oh God, look at that. Why would we not do that? Why would we not do that? Injury history. Let's take a look at his injuries. He was injured same season. He had a quad injury and he got COVID. That's it. Look at his stats. See what we got going on here. Dude, with those collection of freaking stiffs, with those collection of just skip scaps and scallywags playing quarterback for Cleveland last year, he had 61 catches, almost 900 yards. Are you kidding me? Why is he still out there? What do we think, guys? What do we think here? Because look, this is how I go through my things. I've actually watched tape on Elijah Moore beforehand. I've already watched tape on this guy. I know what he can do. The guy's legit, man. I don't understand why. Look, Do we have the draft? Of course we do, but we have cap for a reason. So look, let's just say let's say we get all these guys for the same money that the market value says. Let's say we get them at market. Let's just say we get them at market value. Elijah Moore 4.5. Okuda was what? 5? That's 9.5. And then Wills and Devin White were both 2 and change. Let's just say 2.5 each. That's another 5. That's 14 mil. We get these 4 guys for $14 million. We get a weapon that we could use. He's very versatile. He's also good in the return game. If you need him, I understand you have other guys, but if you need him, there's that. He's already got 4 years experience. Not a rookie coming in with his eyes wide open. You get a guy with some juice on the offensive line. You get some guy with some juice in the middle of your defense on linebacker. And you get some guy with some juice out wide at corner. For $2 million bucks, are you going to be heartbroken if Jedrick Wills is just a swing tackle? No. It's $2 million bucks. You get a guy there, you get a body, he's a good guy, he's got good traits. Maybe you coach him up and you could be something. Fine, no problem. For $2 million, are you going to hate having Devin White on your team? I wouldn't. You know? Look, okay, I see that right here. I think Pete wants Lockett. Well, let's take a look at Lockett. I'll tell you something right now. Lockett ain't no 25 years old. He's 32 years old, bruh. 32 years old. You are smoking crack and a half. Not you specifically, you. I don't mean you, Burna Boy. But if I'm going to give a 32-year-old wide receiver who's on the decline $7 million, $8 million a year, that's nuts. That's nuts. No way. I'm not doing that. I'm not touching that. I don't care if he's a good locker room guy. For $7 million a year, we can get Wills, we can get Elijah Moore, and we can get Devin White for that $7 million. Think about that. Right? We can get 3 players for this one guy. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe I don't know. All right, guys, that's my time. Look, one thing, we got to be smart about this next wave of free agency. The worst thing you can do is overpay after this free agency is like already been going on. That's the worst thing you can do, man. Because then you're getting guys that aren't like the high-end trait guys. Those guys are already gone. Those top free agent prospects, those guys are already gone, man. You don't want to overpay for these middle guys. You know who overpaid for these middle guys? John Gruden and Mayock. They overpaid for these middle guys. So look, I'm actually thinking about doing this moving forward. Doing a live in the evening for a little bit and then releasing it the next morning for those who didn't catch it live. And just kind of doing it that way. The videos are cool and everything. They just take a long time. I'd rather just talk to you guys. So I would like to be out when I can in the evenings to talk to you guys. So we'll see how this works out. I have a video dropping tomorrow, a mock draft that I think you guys are going to like it. So I had a mock draft going that I'm going to drop tomorrow morning. So make sure to check that out. And I'm going to have this drop, again, tomorrow. I'm going to leave this live chat up for like an hour to like 11 or so, and then I'll take it down and I'll re-release it tomorrow morning. All right, guys. That's it, guys. I appreciate you guys very much. if you're watching this video, if you're watching me for the first time, or if you've been watching some of my videos in the past, go ahead and like, comment, and please subscribe. That really helps me out, man. And turn on the notifications if you want to know when I go live. I'm going to go live a lot more often. I think this is going to be more of a live channel than anything else. I'm going to save the recorded videos for like cut ups and stuff like that. The breaking news and stuff, I think it's better for us to chat about it. All right, guys. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you guys. You know what I do. We're growing this thing together, man. I've only been doing this. I think it was like the second week of January. I started making videos for you guys. So I'm literally 2 months old, and I'm probably over 1,200 subscribers right now, which is great. Let's get over that 2,000 mark, man. I appreciate you guys. And tell your friends. And tell your friends. Tell your haters. Tell your mamas. Tell everybody that Raiders versus the World is the greatest thing going in Raider Nation today. Let's pump this up. All right, y'all. Till next time, everybody. Peace, and I'm out.